Hello and welcome back to Space Engineers. In today's video, we're looking at another small block fighter, but this one is unique because it's got some of the most cleanest folding sections on it that I've ever seen. And I'm going to show you that right now, so you know what I mean. First we need to come under here, press this button to open up the lid, get inside, close that down, then I'm going to bring the free camera over and turn your attention over to this section on the wing. So this is what it looks like from the top. We can clearly see the hinge on the side of where it's going to move, but it does not look like there's any kind of folding section on here until I press number 7, where a panel is going to lift up on the top and the bottom and reveal to us a little fin. That's what it looks like from a distance, but as you can see it will get caught on the ground, so I have to take a better look at that when we're in the air. Yes, as for the ship itself, its name is the X-307, and we're going to press F10, find it in the spawn menu, see how many blocks it is, then we'll go around the outside, fly around for a bit, and take a better look because there is a lot more moving parts on this. So the X-307 is 973 small blocks, using the wasteland and heavy industry DLC packs. We've got a tiny bit of information about it on the Steam Workshop page. For the moment, we'll just give this a thumbs up, move around towards the very front, my character can stay in the cockpit, and we'll start from here. So at the very front, this is what we get. So just below our cockpit where we got inside, we can see we've got ourselves a static gun made out of 5 autocannons. We've got a camera right in the middle so we can precisely aim this thing. And just above there, we can see our lid of how we got inside and where we're controlling it. Onto the side, onto our wing, which had the folding section on it, we can see a couple of hydrogen thrusters underneath there, as well as some great use for our beam blocks and armoured panels. Onto the side, we're not going to be able to see it too much, just some more beam blocks, until we get over to this section where we had the panel lift up and down, and there are the hinges to do that. Round towards the back of this wing, that's all we can see, so we've got some more hydrogen thrusters. If we were to dip down under the wing, we can see a few conveyors linking everything up, some more armoured panels, and if we were to move up onto the top section, there's some more thrusters, more armoured panels, and some more great blocks, as well as a hydrogen tank to make sure we've got a nice lot of fuel to fly this thing around. Coming around towards the very back, we've got a sneaky ore detector on here, some more great fast steel blocks in a lovely blue colouring, and this is what's going to push us around. We've got a large hydrogen thruster plus 4 small ones, which should give us some great speed moving forwards. But this world does have the aerodynamic mod still enabled from my previous video, so I'm not actually sure how well this thing is going to fly. Moving all the way up and looking down, we've got some more hinges with some more armoured panels and steel blocks. I think there's another decorative fin at the back. More hydrogen thrusters, more beam blocks, there's our hydrogen tanks. We've got some blaster edge blocks either side of a hinge, which allows another section to move up and down. We've got some barred window blocks towards the front there, another hinge for our cockpit lid to lift up and down. There is the inside of the cockpit. If we just drop down just a little bit to see what my character is seeing, we've got some LCD screens, a light, as well as some useful information on the cockpit itself, such as our gravity, our battery, and hydrogen. Moving all the way down and underneath this thing, there's the button to open up the lid, there's the guns, but I think a lot of the grass is going to get in the way, so I'll do my best here. Yes, there's all of our autocannons, there's our connector to dock this thing up and refuel it with ammunition and hydrogen, there's even more hydrogen thrusters to keep us off the ground. And towards the very back there, there's our large hydrogen thruster. And that's pretty much it, the outside of the X-307. Yes, it looks bloody fantastic with how it's all been set up, and it's going to look even better when I grab hold of my character, undo the parking brake, put on the thrusters, and we're going to lift off the ground. So now what we're going to do is bring the free camera back over, and we're going to press the buttons 7, 8, and 9. So number 9 could be to lift up and down our cockpit lid, number 7 is going to be to lift up those flaps on the side, and then number 8 is going to be to angle our wings all the way down, so now we're in proper flight mode, and we're ready to scoot around and shoot all of our enemies. That's simply what it looks like from this angle, all the way up and looking down. Then we were to look at it from behind. There we go. But anyway, grabbing hold of my character, back into this. 1, 2, and 3 for our controls for our hydrogen thrusters. Number 1 could be to turn off most of our hydrogen thrusters around the ship, apart from the ones at the front and the ones at the back. Number 2 is going to be for the ones at the front, so we'll be able to move forwards, we won't slow down. Then number 3 is for our large hydrogen thruster at the back there, just in case we don't need it, like right now on the Earth-like planet. Number 5 and number 6 for our camera and our autocannons, so we can now look down and fire all of them at once. Because of the aerodynamic mod, we will be pushed slightly backwards while firing this thing. Then coming out of that, 7, 8, and 9 we've already seen, so that's all of our moving parts around the ship. So for a very quick thruster test, what we're going to do is now move forwards, and this is the speed we get with all our thrusters turned on. And there we go on the right hand side of the screen, we can see the aerodynamic mod has kicked in. So I'm now into first person view because I'm not actually sure if you can see it in third person, but just holding forwards, thanks to the aerodynamic mod, we are slowly moving up and to the left, which is quite an odd interaction with the ship, like it really wants to go to space. But if we were to counter that with the mouse, it is a little bit wonky. It does really want to pull in all directions, which is quite odd, and that's really why I want to have this mod installed, so it is interesting to see how different ships behave with it. Anyway, coming to a stop, this is what we get. We have some nice stopping speeds, so there's no risk of ever slamming into stuff. Moving left, moving right, once again some nice speed, but as you can see, we are sort of shifting around a bit, and if we were to just hold down right, we will eventually come crashing down to the ground. Moving all the way up, this is what we get with our speed. And once again, it is getting very wonky with that. Then going all the way down. There we go, some nice speed, but that is going to be helped out with gravity. But as for gyroscope controls, we can see we've got some nice control all the way over this. There's a slight hint on here so it isn't too floaty. It does have a slight drag to it, but it does suit this size of ship and what it's trying to go for. So one other thing to do, of course, because there's nothing else to talk about with this, is we're going to go and find that little base I spawned in earlier, which is something that I was going to showcase, but it does require some mods. And we're going to use our camera, come into our guns, lock onto it, and we're going to start blasting it, see what kind of damage we can deal. Then we're going to slam straight into it, and that'll be that for this video. Now we're just going to shoot all the way forwards. I'm not actually sure if we can zoom in. The guns are sort of making this very wonky to actually fire, but we can see how our bullets are dropping all the way down. There's our little marker. This is bloody difficult to actually aim this thing with this mod installed. But one thing I did notice that we're running out of hydrogen, so we're going to have to come out of there, slam straight into that. And that was a nice lot of damage. That was a sudden bang. And it looks like we just lost the front of the ship. We lost the side of the base. But it does seem like if I was to slap on a new cockpit, we could easily drive this thing away. So what I'm going to do right here, the game actually allows me to open this. We'll get a bog standard cockpit and see if I can just slap this onto the front. There we go, getting into the cockpit, moving this thing away, and yes, it looks like if we did have a head-on collision, and my god, the game does not like what just happened there, but as I was saying, if we had a head-on collision and just banged ourselves straight into there, lost our cockpit at the front, we can easily just slap one on there, and it seems like we've got all the controls, all the thrusters, so we just keep cruising around like nothing ever happened. But that is pretty much it for the X-307. It's a lovely little ship with some fantastic folding parts on it. I'd highly recommend downloading it just to check it out so you can see how it's all been set up. There'll be a link to it in the description below if you do wish to check it out. I'll be back with another video some point soon. Bye bye.